Hello there, you're watching SME On Point. My name is Diabo Seto. Thank you so much for staying with SABC News. We shine the spotlight on businesses in the transport sector, one of them being Everelectric. It's a company that provides electric vehicle solutions for businesses across the country. The company is helping businesses go green and to reduce pollution by making it easier to transition their fleets to electric. And they've just expanded to the Western Cape. But to tell us more about this initiative, we're joined by India Makatatela, the CEO of and founder of Everelectric. Ndia, thank you so much. I hope I pronounced your surname correctly. If I didn't, please forgive me. But tell me about Everelectric and the kind of change it's making when we are talking about this evolution of electric vehicles, especially in the world of business.
Good morning, and thank you so much for having me. Yes, so we are Everelectric, and what we do is we provide electric vehicles, charging infrastructure, as well as anything that a business would need to transition their fleet to electric. So really, we exist just to take the headache out of the transition in order to reduce carbon emissions.
Yeah, I understand that the world is moving obviously to a carbon-free economy and world, but why is this important in the context of South Africa?
So, very much at the top of the reasons why it's important is really carbon emission reduction. It's the fact that we need to be taking care of our ESG commitments, and that's really the main reasons why companies do go electric. But secondly, is the fact that there is a cost saving when you look at using an internal combustion engine versus using electric vehicles. So our clients are then able to transition to electric without the headache, firstly, but they're also able to save money while doing it.
Yeah, the world is, as as I said earlier on, moving towards it, but there's also the issue of cost in there. A lot of people talking about just how costly these vehicles tend to become. I'm a business and I want to adapt this for my fleet. How do I prepare myself? And while we are at that, take us through why you're expanding to the Western Cape.
Yes, so the upfront cost of buying an electric vehicle, yes, it is quite expensive. There are import duties that are levied on these vehicles, so that is a fact. However, if you look at the total cost of ownership of that's when you take the vehicle, the interest you would have paid if you financed the vehicle, the lifetime diesel or petrol use, everything, including insurance, and you compare the internal combustion engine to the electric vehicle. The electric vehicle is cheaper on a total cost of ownership, and that's what we are actually selling to our clients. And in fact, on the leasing model that we do use, that we put out there, those vehicles, our clients start to save from day one. But why did we expand to the Western Cape? In our fleet right now, we started the business about 5 years ago. We had 40 vehicles at some point, and then we grew to just over 200 vehicles now. And we realized that outside of Gauteng, the next number in terms of quantum of vehicles was in the Western Cape. And so we are going to the Western Cape so that we are closer to our client, so that we do not have to service them from Gauteng, but we also realize that the Western Cape is a province that is actually rapidly also moving to electric vehicles, and we will move to other cities as well in South Africa.
Yeah, you mentioned earlier on about the cost savings associated with moving to green vehicles. Perhaps would you expand on that? I really want our viewers, when they think about adopting this in their own businesses, to have all the benefits that they should know about.
Yes, so definitely much cheaper. So if there's an analysis that we did where a vehicle was running at 250 per kilometer on diesel or petrol, and the comparative in terms of electricity is less than 50 cents per kilometer to run. So you can see that there's a clear difference, a clear saving for a client, even though to your point that you made earlier, the vehicles are more expensive expensive. And so that saving you need to also apply to the higher cost of the vehicle. But if you look at how long you would keep a vehicle, let's say for 5 years, for instance, because that's probably how much time most businesses would keep their vehicles, it is still 10 to 20% cheaper to run an electric vehicle.
Ndia Makatakela, the CEO and co-founder of Everelectric, thank you so much for chatting to us, and we hope that viewers who are watching today will be able to reach out to you to see how they can incorporate this in their fleet, especially because transport economy contributes so much to businesses' well-being as well. And with that, thank you so much for your time.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you. So I've been speaking to Ndia about that. Are you using an electric vehicle in your business? Please write to us. We are on Facebook. Our handle is @SME on point. We'd like to hear whether you have experienced the same cost savings that she mentions, and let us know, what service provider you're using. Are you using Everlasting or others? And with that, let's move to this story now. We all know that most people lost their jobs during the COVID-19 pandemic. This was due to the various lockdowns that we saw. One of those that were affected was Ruzani Mailekano, an entrepreneur who turned his setback into an opportunity. He started a shoemaking business called Iscathulo South Africa, or Iscathulo SA, where he creates beautifully handcrafted unisex shoes. He invited SME on point to his warehouse in Johannesburg to share his story, and our producer Bianca Nguna went to see what it's all about.
Ruzani Mailekano, a self-taught shoemaker from Madombiza village in Limpopo, started his business Iscathulo SA in 2020 after losing his job as a barista during COVID. His business manufactures handcrafted, custom-made leather shoes. He says his passion to start Iscathulo came when he was selling shoes online during lockdown, and he realized he could learn to make shoes instead of just reselling them.
I was selling shoes online. Then I decided to say, you know what, let me just start the shoemaking thing. So let me venture into that, because through lockdown we had enough time to actually do our Google and our research and everything. So I did a lot of research online, and then although I was trying to also try to get people who's going to help me into getting the leathers and the soles and everything. So we started by just coming out just around here in Johannesburg, where we can meet our small entities that supplies us with leather, and then finally that's where Iscathulo is here today.
With unemployment rate being so high, Ruzani's main focus in starting Iscathulo was to create employment and build a legacy.
When I started it, I was like, my main aim is to build a legacy. So that's why I was like, let me just push it, although it's hard, but it's work. So I'm not gonna get tired until I build this brand, and then it can be established out there.
While leather shoes are usually expensive due to the high cost of raw materials and the extensive process required to create them, Ruzani says he made proper plans to ensure his prices are affordable for everyone, while also allowing him to earn enough to pay his 4 employees.
Having to check the employees that are here, having to balance everything to make sure that having to sell a shoe for this amount of price in order for me to get paid, and then the employees to also eat, and the shop must be paid as well. So I did a lot of research. Everybody can afford to buy Iscathulo. Even somebody who's earning SASA 350 rand. Our shoes start from 850 rand per pair. So we also accept labor. So if you are earning 350 times 3, that's 3 months, then you can be able to afford to buy a leather shoe.
Like any other business, Ruzani faced a lot of challenges and had to close his first shop since he was not making any profit and did not have funding to boost his business.
I remember when I started the business, and then I had to open the shop. So the location that I was in, it was not the location that I was supposed to be, because I was closer to my competitors. So it was not easy for me to be able. The other one was, having to raise funds in order for me to be able to buy machines. That's one of the biggest things that I got, because this thing that you see, Iscathulo never got funding. I'm just doing everything brick by brick. Whenever I got an order, then at least I can be able to do something.
The interesting part about Iscathulo is that customers can choose different kinds of leather and customize their own shoes. Ruzani says being different and meeting customers' needs is what keeps him going. That is why he makes sure to have all kinds of leathers to accommodate his customers.
Isicathulo, you match your color. So when I started this brand, the uniqueness was to build your own shoe, meaning that you're going to choose the leather that you have, and then you're going to choose the sole that you want to wear, depending on the outfit of that you want to wear for the day. You can customize your own style. You can even put a name on your shoe.
Isicathulo SA now has 4 employees and makes close to 10 pairs of shoes daily. The process takes time because the work is divided among the team and they only have 2 machines. Ruzani says Isicathulo SA needs funding to get more machines and expand. His story is truly inspiring, from being a barista to becoming an entrepreneur contributing to South Africa's economy. Bianca Nkuna, SABC News, Johannesburg.
And that's Isicathulo SA for you here on SME On Point. And we encourage you to support them and support those small businesses in your communities. We thank them for sharing their story with SME On Point. Well, as I always say, support small businesses in your communities. Let's make those rands and cents circulate. Goodbye.